Hello there. Conscription and EU-UK Defence Union loom after a high-level Westminster report says the UK is totally unprepared to fight a full-on conventional war. You just couldn't make it up, could you? Talk about government priorities. While our ministers busy themselves shuffling prison spaces to jail the so-called far right, prove how adept they are at sniffing out freebies, leave pensioners out in the cold and allocate all the housing they can find for newcomers, here we are constantly cutting our defence forces to the point we can't even deploy nuclear attack submarines, nor put any sizable fleet to sea, nor a fully equipped corps on the ground, nor bring a comprehensive set of air defences into action. And now the House of Lords International Relations and Defence Select Committee report comes to the conclusion that we are incapable of fighting a full-on conventional war without the public getting fully involved. No Sherlock, we can't even stop a few rubber boats. All with a war raging in Europe between Ukraine and Russia, and things looking decidedly dodgy in the Middle East. Makes that claim about the first duty of government being the defence of the people sound rather hollow, doesn't it? And apart from the bickering about when we can afford to add another 0.5% of GDP to the defence budget, the politicians and their Whitehall advisers just sit there, thumb up bum and mind in neutral. Probably wondering where more defence cuts can be made to enable more diversity officers throughout the civil service, I shouldn't wonder. And the new Labour Prime Minister Keir Starmer is spoiling for a fight with the bulk of the UK citizenry, calling them all far-right thugs. And out comes this House of Lords report saying we can't defend ourselves unless the civilians en masse muck in and climb into the trenches. Are we to see the formation of what General Sir Patrick Sanders recently called a citizen army, i.e. conscription? And you can imagine who'd be the first to get the call-up papers through the door. Can't you? The report makes woeful reading. We found that the UK's armed forces lack the mass, resilience and internal coherence necessary to maintain a deterrent effect and respond effectively to prolonged and high-intensity warfare. And that's just a snippet of it. It also says that the Ukraine situation has raised serious questions regarding the preparedness of government, society and the defence industrial base to support conventional warfighting at scale. I.e., there is no political will to prepare to defend the country. There is no will within the population to defend the country. And not enough factories to convert to the business of making the weapons we need to defend ourselves. Think the loss of our now almost zero capability to make virgin steel from scratch. We have no ability to suddenly ramp up domestic steel production, a core element of defence preparedness. We are led by f***wits. Basically, the House of Lords report says that Vladimir Putin looked at the West, decided it was weak, and went about his business. Now, whether or not you agree with what the Russians are doing, you have to agree that NATO and UK depleted armed personnel numbers and their declining amount of defence materiel tell you their own story. And it's all there for everyone to see. The collective failure by the West calls for a clear-eyed examination of why our policy of deterrence was unsuccessful and a systemic reassessment of the assumptions that underpinned it. The report goes on. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is just a double-pronged attack to get the public to accept the UK being sucked into a defence and foreign policy union with the European Union. The blob never gave up on reversing Brexit, and it's a long time since I used that particular word. We'll be told that it would be cheaper, a total lie by the time the EU procurement rules kick in and EU defence businesses hoover up all the contracts. We'll be told that handing over full control of the Army, Navy and Air Force, together with GCHQ and the nuclear deterrent, to Brussels is the only option left to us. And we'll be told that by signing up to Defence Union, our UK civilians will never be called up to fight. They will be saved from conscription as long as we sign on that dotted line. But they won't be told that our service people will be under the control of Eurocrats and sent to die for them. You can see this all coming from a nautical mile away. As I see it, this report will be used as the springboard to UK-EU Defence Union, especially as it talks about nurturing partnerships, effective cooperation with European partners, the European Sky Shield Initiative, the Joint Expeditionary Force, and the statement, "We welcome the new government's commitment to negotiate a security pact with the EU, which has the potential to deliver improved collaboration with our European partners." The report will be built upon in the House of Commons reports and debates until an establishment consensus has been reached that the UK-EU Defence and Foreign Policy Union it must be. There will be no national debate, referendum, nor parliamentary votes. It will be done in secret, and a signed treaty will suddenly appear, with the mainstream press hailing it as a magnificent step forward in the defence of the UK. Now I hope I'm wrong on all of this, but I have absolutely zero faith in this government, nor the last, nor the next. And now for something a little bit different. Right, we're now in the middle of a field of sheep, attracting quite a lot of attention from the sheep. They don't look particularly vicious at the moment, but you never know with modern sheep, do you?
Well, that one's staring me out over there.
Yeah, giving us a good old stare, aren't they? I'm just wondering if we're in between them and some grass. They don't seem to... They're going around us anyway.
Well, I think
anyway, we'll see how
I've
it
eaten
develops.
half of their families, I think, so they're getting ready for some retribution here.
Oh, retribution for all that succulent lamb we've been eating.
Yeah. There we go. Right.
Anyway, what are we going to talk? The 26th of October. Well, I'm going to be in London on the 26th of October supporting our Mr. T because he jolly well deserves it. And you also need to sign up to the pledge as well, don't forget. So I'm going to be there on the 26th. I'll be there quite early. I hope to get some good video footage and a quick report in for you before it all kicks off. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say kicks off before the march starts, okay? So there's nothing's going to kick off. It's going to be very, very peaceful.
You just frightened a load of old grannies then. Oh, I'm not going home. Jeff said it's going to kick off.
Oh, God. They've all switched off and gone home. Yeah. Sorry about that, no.
I think you've just ended the march there, Jeff. Seriously, yeah. I mean, I personally cannot make it. 2 reasons. First of all, I have a certain condition, which I might be able to make it, we'll see. But I have a condition, and that condition I don't want to talk about particularly right now. And secondly, I do need to be at a different location, so if any issues with Mr. Taylor here,
yes.
I can deal with them online, and I'm sort of working, as I do, in the background, which means I do miss out on a lot, but I hope to make it.
Yeah, it'll be really nice.
I mean, you probably think, oh, you stop. What are you telling us to turn up for if you're not going yourself? And I'm like, well, if you knew, you knew.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and aside from my condition.
Yes, we have to run a sort of a dual thing here. Someone's got to be in the background to pick up a lot of the stuff that goes on there. So anyway, I'll be there as the front man and.
Representing us.
Just trying to bring you the whole story, the big picture.
Indeed.
And the peaceful way in which this will be conducted. And that's the most important thing to put across. We don't need the mass media telling you that it all went this and there was only 3 people there and they all went around with bother boots on. We want to bring you the truth about about what's really going on there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to be there.
I mean, if you take a look at some of the footage that Jeff has taken, where he's been out and about to some of the protests, you will see the type of people that really turned up.
Yeah.
You know, okay, you're always going to get one or two. All right, you get that at a football match, at a concert.
Yep.
You get it at a restaurant, in a quiet country pub. You know.
Yes, especially in your area.
Well, it is if you're there.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But the thing is, honestly, if you see the type of people who turn up, it's people like yourself, like myself, like Jeff as well, just people who love their country.
Yeah.
And who, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, you want the Britain of the 1950s," and I'm thinking, well, actually, that doesn't sound such a bad idea.
It doesn't.
That's supposed to be a criticism.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I mean, if you look at the Britain of the 1950s and just project that on a bit with our modern technology, there wouldn't be much wrong with that, would there, really?
No, absolutely not. I mean, thinking about it, you know, and then people say, well, you just want the racial composition of the UK to be just all white. And I'm thinking,
no.
What?
You know, that's not the truth. That is not the truth.
All right, so if you knew, as I said before, if you knew my genetic background and of my immediate family, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, maybe you're not the far-right racist that you are called in some of the comment sections.
Yeah. But of course, I'm totally English right through and through, aren't I?
Oh, I'm not so sure. Well, I think we need to do a DNA test on Jeff.
No DNA tests. No.
Yes.
I know what I am.
Yes, you're French.
Oh dear me, no. Oh no.
There's nothing wrong with being French. I think I've got a bit of French. Have I got French in me?
You probably have.
No,
yes,
that's one of the
yes.
ones I missed out on. The one place I missed out on. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, but it's not what we want. That's not what we want. But what we want is a cohesive society, a united society, based on what we've been known and had for hundreds of years. What is wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I will keep on bleating on about it with all these sheep around. Better not start bleating, they might take more interest. But what more can you say? Be there on the 26th, make your voice heard.
Yes, and there's another reason why a certain Mr. T needs our help and support.
Yeah.
What he is facing right now is potentially death, really, if he goes inside.
Yeah.
If he goes inside, it's not guaranteed, but it's looking very much that way.
Very likely, yes.
If he does end up inside, then we know who runs these prisons. We know what's going on, and I'm sorry, it's quite horrific what could happen to him. And we just got to pray for the man.
Yeah.
You know, please, everyone, if you can, say a little prayer for Mr. T.
To make sure he gets through this, because we want him out the other end. We want him out the other end.
You see, all this is about, I mean, people talk about us lot being far right, okay? Listen, our main motivation, believe it or not, is love, okay? It's not just love for country, no, it's love for people.
Yeah.
Peace, love, I don't care what the colour of your skin is. I don't care about your ethnicity. The only thing I care about is you as human beings.
And we want everyone to feel the same way, but we're not getting that at the moment. The country is divided. We're being divided on sectarian lines on purpose. This is not a fault. This is not an error. This is being done on purpose, and we should fight back against it. So be there in London. Make your voice heard. Be seen. Be seen to be peaceful, law-abiding, but being passionate about your country. Yes. Passionate about peace, passionate about unity. Why haven't we got this massive attention that's been put on the far right? Why hasn't it been put on to knife crime and all the rest of it?
Well,
it hasn't.
I didn't hear anything in Keir Starmer's address to the Labour Party conference about knife crime. I might have missed it, but
No, it's more about building some prisons to put people in, and we all know which people he's talking about.
Yes, decent law-abiding Brits.
Yeah.
There's no skirting around this. We can all say, oh, you know, the people who were involved in the riots, we'll call them, they were all far right. What? We all know the truth of that. Okay? There's a lot of angry people. Yes, there were some bloody idiots there. There really were, who did some stupid things, and they deserve to go down, those who did the stupid things. But as a result of what happened there, ordinary people, just bystanders at protests, were arrested. Absolutely pathetic. What type of a country is this?
It's a country full of political prisoners, isn't it?
It is indeed.
And it looks like it's going to increase that way.
Yes. I hope I'm not sharing a cell with you.
You can't share a cell with a far right person, can
no,
you?
you can't have two far rights put together. No. This sheep is coming right up to us.
We've got some far right sheep coming up to us now from the left.
Right.
Don't say that.
Would you like to see me talk to sheep? I can call sheep.
No.
You wouldn't believe it.
No.
Okay.
You've already done enough damage today anyway.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed that little chat we had. This is how we normally sort of get through the day, because politics is just absolutely mad in this country.
Yes.
At least we can be even madder than that.
Absolutely. So it's goodbye from him.
And goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.